The Galactic Assembly had cataloged 11.4 million intelligent species. Not one of them believed humanity would survive another century. The official reports were polite about it. Industrial instability, excessive emotional volatility, dangerously fragmented planetary governance, unpredictable aggression patterns combined with irrational empathy responses. The unofficial reports were far more honest. Humans were considered a cosmic mistake. They fought wars over invisible lines on maps. They poisoned their own oceans. They argued constantly. And somehow, despite all of that, they kept advancing. That was the part the galaxy hated most, because advancement was supposed to belong to disciplined civilizations, not to a species that still used sarcasm during military briefings. Not to a species whose internet archives contained billions of pictures of cats, not to a species capable of turning almost any object into either a weapon or a joke, especially not to humanity. Commander Elias Ward heard all of it in silence, the insults, the ridicule, the quiet laughter from alien delegates who assumed humans were too primitive to understand interspecies tonal dialects. He understood them perfectly. He simply chose not to react, because humanity had bigger problems. Far bigger, the stars were going silent. It began slowly. A colony disappeared near the edge of the Perseus Arm, then another, then entire communications networks started collapsing. Ships arrived at abandoned systems with cities still intact. Lights still on. Food still warm, but no life, no bodies, no signs of battle, just emptiness. At first, the assembly blamed pirates, then rogue artificial intelligence, then biological contamination, then human terrorism. Humanity always became the convenient suspect eventually, but the disappearances continued. Even heavily defended military worlds vanished, one by one, silent, clean, impossible. Fear spread across the galaxy. For the first time in 10,000 years, the assembly suspended expansion. Trade routes closed, entire fleets retreated toward core systems, and still the darkness kept coming. Commander Ward stood at the observation deck aboard the UNS Horizon and watched stars disappear from the tactical display. One blink at a time, read offline, gone behind him, Lieutenant Hanasio quietly entered the room carrying a datapad. Another one, she said. Word did not turn. Which system? Nerith Prime. Word finally looked back. That's impossible. It housed 200 billion citizens and the largest defense platform in the quadrant. I know. No distress signal? Hana shook her head. Nothing. One moment active. Next moment dark. Ward stared at the stars again. The galaxy felt smaller every day. And colder. Assembly response? He asked. Hana gave a bitter smile. Same as always. Meetings about more meetings. Ward almost laughed. Almost. Then alarms suddenly echoed across the bridge. A sharp metallic pulse. Every screen flashed red. Incoming transmission, Palladi Omega. Ward immediately moved toward the command deck. Crew members snapped into motion around him. Humans moved differently during emergencies, faster, sharper, not because they lacked fear, but because they had lived with fear for most of their history. Bridge lights dimmed as the transmission activated. An alien face appeared, distorted, terrified, Counselor Velix of the Assembly, one of humanity's loudest critics. His silver skin looked pale, his breathing uneven. Commander Ward, Velix said, we require immediate assistance. Ward raised an eyebrow. Interesting choice of words from someone who voted against human fleet integration 3 months ago. This is not the time for politics. It became the time for politics when your people blamed us for the disappearances. Velix hesitated. Pride battled desperation inside his expression. Desperation won. Please, he said quietly. The entire bridge fell silent. Human officers exchanged looks. No assembly counselor ever said please. Not to humans. Ward crossed his arms. Explain, the alien swallowed. The darkness has reached the assembly core. Every sound aboard the bridge stopped. The assembly core was the most protected region in known space. 27 combined civilizations defended it. Thousands of warships, planetary shields, quantum surveillance grids. Nothing should have been able to touch it. Velix's voice trembled. 3 systems vanished in 6 hours. Entire fleets lost contact. We cannot stop it. What exactly are we fighting? Ward asked. Velix looked away. We don't know. That answer frightened Ward more than anything else. The assembly always claimed to know everything, and now they were afraid, very afraid. Ward took a slow breath. Send coordinates. We're coming. The transmission ended. For several seconds, nobody spoke. Then Hana looked toward him. You really think we should help them after everything? Ward stared at the tactical map, at the spreading darkness. Humanity survived because someone always helped us when things got bad. he said. Even when we didn't deserve it. He looked at his crew. Prepare the fleet. The UNS Horizon turned toward the assembly core, and humanity marched directly into the unknown. The journey took 4 days. Long enough for fear to settle into everyone's bones. Human ships traveled with assembly refugees fleeing collapsing sectors. Thousands of vessels crowded hyperspace lanes. Civilian carriers, medical barges. Broken warships, entire families packed into emergency transports. For the first time in galactic history, the mighty assembly was running, and humanity noticed something strange. The refugees trusted human escorts more than their own military, not because humans had stronger technology. They did not. Assembly weapons still surpassed most human systems. But human ships stayed behind when others retreated. Human rescue crews answered distress calls. Human medics worked until they collapsed. Over and over again, alien civilians watched human soldiers risk their lives for strangers. It confused them. Most galactic civilizations valued efficiency above emotion. Humans valued people, even annoying people, especially annoying people. That made them dangerous in ways the galaxy never understood. On the 4th day, the fleet arrived at the assembly core, and the entire bridge of the horizon fell silent. Half the stars were gone, not destroyed. Gone. Space itself looked wrong, like reality had been erased. A black scar stretched across the galaxy. No light, no radiation, no signals, nothing. Hana whispered softly, "Dear God." Word stepped closer to the main display. "Magnify Sector 7. The image expanded, and something moved. At first it looked like static. Then shapes emerged, massive. Mechanical ships, thousands of them. No visible engines, no weapons, no markings. They drifted it through dead space like predators, ancient silent watching. Then every screen aboard the horizon suddenly flickered. A signal forced itself through the communication systems. One phrase appeared in dozens of languages. "We have returned." The bridge erupted into chaos. Sensors malfunctioned, lights flashed, several crew members collapsed from feedback surges, and then the message changed. "Yo, we're warned." Ward felt ice crawl down his spine. Because beneath the alien translations, the original language was human, ancient human. English. The emergency assembly meeting became the largest gathering in galactic history. Representatives from hundreds of species appeared through holographic projection. Most looked terrified, others furious. Several blamed humanity immediately. Agen. This proves human involvement. One insectoid delegate hissed. The signal originated in a human language. Coincidence, another argued. Impossible, replied a third. Word sat quietly while the assembly shouted at itself. Eventually, Counselor Velix turned toward him. Commander Ward. Do humans recognize this transmission? Word paused, then nodded slowly. Parts of it. The chamber instantly exploded with noise. Impossible. Explain immediately. Humanity equals information from the assembly. Word slammed his hand against the table. The sound echoed across the chamber. Humans were physically weaker than many alien species. But anger translated universally. The room went silent. Ward said, "Fine." He activated a hologram. Ancient Earth appeared above the chamber, blue oceans, clouds, fragile. Before humanity reached the stars, we discovered something buried beneath Antarctica. The hologram shifted. An enormous underground structure appeared. Alien, ancient. It was older than human civilization. Ward continued, possibly older than recorded galactic history. The delegates watched in stunned silence. Inside the structure, we found records. Warnings. Coordinates? Warnings about what? Velix asked. Ward looked directly at him. About them. The black fleet appeared overhead. Several delegates recoiled instinctively. The records called them the Archivists. Their purpose was preservation through elimination. Confused murmurs spread, Ward continued. According to the records, the Archivists believed advanced civilizations inevitably destroy themselves. So they developed a solution. Hana finished quietly. Erase civilizations before they become dangerous. Silence, Heavy, horrified. Why conceal this? Demanded one delegate. Word's expression hardened. Because nobody would have believed us. No one answered, because they all knew he was right. Humanity had spent centuries being dismissed as primitive. If humans warned the galaxy about ancient extinction machines, they would have been laughed out of every assembly chamber. Velix leaned forward. The message said we were warned. Warned by whom? Ward hesitated, then answered. By humanity. The room froze. Thousands of years ago, Ward said, the Archivists reached Earth. Shock rippled through the assembly. They studied early humanity and concluded we were too divided, too violent, too unstable to survive long term. So why are you still here? Someone whispered. Ward looked up. Because humans did something no species had ever done before. The hologram shifted again, ancient,